Welcome back. Your time now is 6:44. Still no accidents or delays in the Omaha Metro. Taking a look at I-80 680. Our camera in this area showing no difficulties as you travel along I-80. That traffic starting to increase out there on the roadways, but again, no issues. We still have to deal with construction though. So for that, 1110 KFAB's Terry Leahy joining us live. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Jordan. And one construction project to keep in mind towards southwest Omaha, lane restrictions. Those are at 90th and West Center with the eastbound and southbound left turn lanes closed. Some utility work going on there, and hopefully that will be wrapping up in the next couple of days. At least that is the schedule. But 90th and West Center, look for those restrictions at a busy spot. For WOWT 6 News viewers, I'm Terry Leahy with 1110 KFAB. Time saver traffic.
All right, thanks, Terry. 6:45 right now, and happening later today, the House of Homeland Security Subcommittee has a hearing concerning TSA efforts to protect threats to the U.S. that involved aviation.
The TSA's Deputy Assistant Administrator is scheduled to testify on this subject. And now to the northwest, where torrential rain absolutely shattered records yesterday.
And take a look at this. Oregon actually had the wettest day on record, and as a result, the National Weather Service put a flood warning in effect for Oregon and southwest Washington state. And it's not over. They are expected to have more rain through Thursday.
6:45 right now. The Grammy nominations are out, and 11 is the lucky number for rapper Kendrick Lamar. He has the most nominations, including Album of the Year and Song of the Year.
In second, no real surprise here, Taylor Swift grabbed 7 nominations, as did The Weeknd.
What about Adele? I think, did her album come out too late, I think, to be included in this? Because it's a few people, okay. The producer telling me in my ear.
Because
it did come out
it came out in November. It has to be in before September to qualify.
Gotcha.
Next year she will rack up, don't you worry.
Oh yeah, she'll be good. We talk about what we have going on weather-wise today. A few clouds around to start. Now, those could produce an isolated shower or two, and that's where we're seeing a few of those mainly north of the metro right now. So the chance is only about 20%. 38 in Omaha, 37 in Plattsmouth. There's 40s off to the west, 42 in Norfolk, 43 in Columbus, and that warmer air is going to be moving in. So you can see, take a look at the planner. Hour by hour through it today. The clouds around this morning may try to give us a shower. We're up to 40 by 9 o'clock. You notice here, though, computer model's not picking up on much. That's a sign that the air's pretty dry. This is going to have a tough time reaching the ground. We'll be in the 50s by noon easily. 56 degrees, topping out about 58, maybe some 59-degree readings in Sarpy County. But you notice more sunshine to go along with that. A lot of 60s south and to the west, and then pretty quiet into the evening hours as temperatures fall back slowly and steadily, but not much. 35 to start the day tomorrow, 62 for the high on Wednesday, 63 on Thursday. Pretty good stretch of weather all the way through the week. Unfortunately, the weekend brings in some evening showers Saturday and the possibility of that rain changing to snow. It's the track of the system that's going to be the big tell on where we see any of this snow. If it does develop, you can keep up to date on all of that in our WOWT 6 News app.
6:47 right now. Both Democrats and Republicans are lashing out against Donald Trump this morning after the presidential candidate called for the nation to close its doors to Muslims.
But Trump isn't backing off his statement. Now everyone is weighing in, and for the most part, against Trump.
Donald Trump sounds more like a leader of a lynch mob than a great nation like ours.
And saying we're not going to let a single Muslim into this country is a dangerous overreaction.
We must not force American Muslims to run and hide and retreat to the shadows.
Well, as far as the legality of Trump's proposal, scholars question whether it's even possible to close borders based solely on religion.
We've been following breaking news all morning long. Dontavis Lloyd, a man accused of murdering a young mother and her 2-year-old daughter Sunday night, turned himself into police just about an hour ago.
Now, Jenna James was there as he turned himself in at the jail this morning. Jenna, can you break down what happened for us?
Yeah, good morning, Dave and Cerise. So we saw a Facebook post on Dontavius Lloyd's Facebook page. It was a picture of him here at the Douglas County Corrections Center with hands up saying, "I'm here." That led us to the jail. At that point, we then saw Lloyd come out from behind a building. I want you to take a look at some of the video that we got while we were here. He came out from behind the building and started to approach the doors. He tried the doors, could not get in. At that point, police showed up. An officer approached him as he was standing near the front of the building. Did a quick check. He stood there the entire time, hands up, was taken into custody without incident. After they cuffed him, they did do a quick search to make sure he didn't have any weapons on him. We did not see them find anything. And then at that point, he was led to a police cruiser, placed into the back, still cuffed. And then about 2 minutes later, he was driven away. At that point, the response from police was at least a dozen police cars, a large response here at the Douglas County Jail. They then took off toward headquarters. He is being processed, and then we'll be able to get information a little later today. But again, all of this stemming from that Sunday night homicide where 5 people were shot, 2 killed. That's Dastasia and her 2-year-old daughter, Kanasia. We're told Dastasia was dating Lloyd and that she was pregnant with his child. At this point, we are still waiting to get more word from police on exactly what happens next for him. He is right now facing 2 first-degree murder charges as well as 3 attempted first-degree murder charges along with weapon and gun charges. We'll be able to update you as soon as we know anything more. Dave Cerise.
Jane's reporting. Jenna, thank you so much. Well, the news of that shocking crime clearly left the community heartbroken and frustrated.
Yeah, last night, organizers held a meeting at the Malcolm X Center to try and find a solution to this big growing problem. More than 100 people turned out to remember Dastasia Strawn and her 2-year-old daughter, Kanasia. Many of those here were affected by violence at some point in their own lives, and they offered much needed support to the victims' families.
Well, Dastasia's 10-year-old sister spoke to the crowd and made an emotional plea for an end to the violence that took her sister and her niece.
I wanted to tell her that I love her, and I love Kanasia, and I love Dastasia. But I just hope that they find him and just put him away.
Breaks your heart to hear her organizers discuss solutions like more community involvement in school board meetings to keep teens out of gangs, also getting more people in the North Omaha community to speak up when crimes are committed. One thing everyone there could agree on: something needs to change now more than ever.
6:51 right now, and new this morning, crews make very quick work of a fire at a North Omaha apartment complex. Now, when crews first arrived around 12:45 this morning, they reported light smoke near 34th and Lake. Well, it turns out the fire was contained to an outside wall and no actual units were damaged. Everyone living here was able to stay home for the evening. Investigators are still trying to determine a cause, but they suspect an improperly discarded cigarette may be to blame.
Well, happening today, a 14-year-old charged as an adult in a rape investigation will be in Washington County Court. Now, this past summer, police arrested Jace Kleebach and Justin Greenlaw after a teenage girl accused them of sexually assaulting her in a Blair apartment.
Now, both boys were charged as adults with sexual assault and false imprisonment. Well, today, Kleebach will be arraigned in a Washington County courtroom. The attorney for Justin Greenlaw has entered a motion to move his case to the juvenile court system. 6:52 right now, and hundreds gathered at Bayless Park over in Council Bluffs last night to celebrate the life of an Abraham Lincoln student taken far too soon.
Now, Haley Wright was killed Friday in a car crash on Interstate 80. Yesterday would have been her 17th birthday. Among the friends and family, Haley's older sister Sarah, who tells us Haley always lit up a room.
I had a lot of the cool clothes, you know, and Haley used to come down in my room and put my stuff on, and I have several pictures with her posing in my clothes.
We are told a scholarship will be set up in her honor. The details of that will be posted with this story on WOWT.com. Well, months after her tragic death, the Omaha community continues to rally around fallen officer Carrie Orozco. Last night, the First Responders Foundation donated more than $118,000 to local organizations Officer Orozco was passionate about.
Fantastic show of support. The campaign is called Carrie's Causes, and Officer Orozco's family had a really big hand in choosing the organizations receiving these funds and actually how they're going to be using them. The money was raised through the sale of Carry On and Support Blue t-shirts. Well, yesterday marked the 74th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, a day that one survivor from right here in Nebraska tells our own Brian Mastery he remembers clearly.
Yeah, Ed Guthrie was just 23 years old as he watched the attack from the deck of the USS Whitney. Fortunately, his ship didn't get hit, but he remembers the tragic aftermath and the loss of other service members. He hopes Americans never forget what happened.
I think it happened so long ago that people just kind of let it phase out until the day comes when they have Pearl Harbor today. It could happen any time. Look what's happening now, you know. Just like that shooting out there in the West Coast, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, good perspective there. Guthrie already has plans for next year. He's 98 years old, but he plans to be there for the 75th anniversary next year.
Such an incredible story. You can see the full interview on WOWT.com.
Anytime you get the chance to talk to somebody that went through World War II, please do so, because there's just fewer and fewer people that experience that. Those stories need to go on. Switching gears now a little bit, we'll talk about the forecast that has temperatures in the 30s right now. Spotty shower possible this morning. We'll go to 57 by 2 o'clock, 58 by 4 with mostly sunny skies this afternoon. A good 20 degrees warmer than we should be.
And a final check of the roadways, still looking great out there this morning. Still no accidents. Taking a look at our map, a lot of green and yellow. You can't expect your normal congestion, but again, no accidents to cause you any additional backlog.
All right, looking good. 6:54 right now. Before we leave you this morning, we want to share pictures from a special performance that has us smiling this morning.
Yeah, yesterday, 25 preschoolers from Primrose School of Legacy visited Heartland Family Services. As you can see, the kids have presents with them. Now, those are for the 5 needy families they adopted this holiday season.
But their work isn't done there. They also perform Christmas songs to a group of seniors.
And as you can see, it was all smiles by the end of the morning. A few cookies, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that they've already adopted a family. They're learning early.
Did you see that one kid? The gift was bigger than him.
He's so proud.
Smiles on all their faces.
All right, well, coming up on the Today's Show, Donald Trump calls for a shutdown of Muslims entering the U.S.
A look at the immediate backlash from both sides of the aisle this morning, and will it help or hurt his campaign?
All right, that is going to wrap up Daybreak for us this morning.
And yeah, we're talking about forecasts today that has temperatures that are in the 30s to start, but we're going to warm it in the 50s very, very quickly this afternoon. Just have a few showers I'm about to get through this morning. For the most part, we stay dry though, and it's just clouds that most of us contend with. But 58 for the high today is going to be pretty good. You can check on that forecast whenever you need to, as well as traffic on the Good Morning Show on 1110 KFM.
Get those outdoor plans ready for this afternoon. Enjoy it. Only a few more days left, and we're potentially talking about snow this weekend.
Don't point at me.
That's all right.
Bring the snow.
You were the one who brought it up on the 7-day forecast.
We'll
let it slide. You're doing us a kindness right now. All right, 6:56 right now. The Today Show is next. Of course, we're back here at 7:26 with Today in the Heartland.
Have a great day, everyone.
WOWT 6 News is everywhere. Watch every newscast streamed live on our website and mobile app.